Semen retention is one of the most powerful practices a man can adopt because it transforms not only his energy, but also his presence in ways that are difficult to describe until they are experienced. When a man learns to retain his seed, he is no longer draining his life force on empty moments of pleasure, but instead recycles that power into his mind, body, and spirit. This decision immediately begins to affect his biology and his psychology, and one of the most fascinating results is the way his pheromones become stronger and more noticeable to women. Pheromones are invisible chemical signals that bypass logical thought and speak directly to the subconscious instincts of attraction. Women may not consciously know why they feel more drawn to a man who practices retention, but their biology is wired to respond to his upgraded pheromone signature. Before we go further, I want to invite you to join the Telegram channel, whose link is in the description, because in that community we go much deeper into secrets, strategies, and experiences that cannot be shared freely on mainstream platforms. When semen is conserved, the male body does not waste the precious minerals, hormones, neurotransmitters, and proteins that are contained in it. Instead, the body reabsorbs and redirects these resources to strengthen the nervous system, improve testosterone balance, stabilize dopamine levels, and sharpen focus. The man feels more alive, more confident, and more centered. His posture improves, his eyes become clearer, his voice grows deeper, his aura becomes magnetic. All of these changes combine to enhance the natural pheromone profile that his body emits through skin, breath, and subtle scent. Women are highly sensitive to this biological language, even though they cannot always articulate it. A man who is constantly releasing weakens his signal because his body is in a state of depletion and recovery. Women sense the lack of vitality and often find themselves less attracted without knowing the reason. In contrast, the man who retains carries a pheromone signal of abundance, power, and self-mastery that women cannot resist. This effect is not only biological, but also psychological. Retention builds discipline and inner control. A man who is in control of himself signals reliability and strength. Women are deeply wired to be drawn toward men who demonstrate control over their impulses, because that kind of mastery indicates leadership and stability. When pheromones broadcast this state of inner mastery, it creates an aura of magnetism that words cannot replicate. Many men report that after a few weeks of retention, women begin to hold longer eye contact, give subtle smiles, lean closer during conversation, or even start conversations without reason. This is not coincidence. It is the result of pheromones amplified by the practice of semen retention. Think of how some men walk into a room and immediately command attention without saying anything. It is not always about looks, money, or clothes. It is about energy. Women feel it in their subconscious. That energy is often the reflection of pheromones combined with confidence. Retention enhances both. When a man saves his seed, he is literally carrying concentrated life energy inside him. That energy strengthens his biological signature and gives his pheromones a richness that depleted men simply do not have. Women sense that richness the same way animals sense vitality in the wild. Attraction is not just social, it is biological. Nature rewards the man who is full of life force and punishes the man who wastes it. This is why retention has been spoken of for centuries in ancient traditions. Warriors, kings, monks, and sages all understood that semen is not to be squandered casually because it fuels strength, clarity, and magnetism. Modern society teaches indulgence and constant release, but nature has not changed. The instincts of women remain tuned to respond to men who demonstrate self-control and vitality. Pheromones are the hidden messengers of this vitality. They tell women that this man is strong, fertile, reliable, and full of life energy. This is why men on retention often describe sudden shifts in how women treat them. Compliments about scent, prolonged stares, increased respect, random acts of attention. All of these are subtle signs of pheromonal attraction, amplified by retention. Semen retention also changes how a man views himself. He no longer feels desperate for external validation because his energy is abundant inside him. This self-assurance radiates outward. Women are drawn to it because they are wired to seek men who are abundant, not needy. Pheromones communicate that abundance silently. They create a field of magnetism around the man. He does not need to chase. He attracts naturally. That is the difference between a man who drains himself and a man who masters himself. Women cannot resist the man who carries this vibration, because it awakens something primal inside them. Science is still catching up to what men practicing retention have known for centuries. Studies have shown that pheromones influence mood perception and attraction. They are tied to hormonal balance and vitality. When a man retains, he stabilizes his hormones and strengthens his immune and nervous systems. This biological stability makes his pheromones more consistent and more commanding. Women pick up on this without thinking about it. They simply feel it. That is why a man on retention often notices that women initiate more and pursue him without him changing anything about his appearance or status. It is not magic. It is biology, expressed through pheromones. But retention is not only about attraction, it is about total transformation. When a man conserves his seed, he gains focus for his goals. His creativity expands. His leadership qualities grow. Becomes sharper in his career, more disciplined in his habits, and more aligned with his purpose. Women are drawn to that combination even more strongly, because pheromones might spark initial attraction, but purpose keeps attraction alive. A man who radiates pheromones of vitality and also walks with mission becomes unstoppable. He embodies the complete masculine archetype that women are wired to admire, respect, and desire. This is why retention must be treated as a lifestyle, not as a temporary challenge. It is not just about avoiding release for a certain number of days. It is about adopting mastery as a way of living. It is about using that conserved energy to build strength, clarity, and presence. When you commit to retention, you commit to being the man who no longer needs to chase women, but instead becomes the man women chase. That shift in dynamic is life-changing. Women sense it through pheromones, but also through your grounded energy. They feel safer around you, more curious about you, and more willing to invest their attention in you. Imagine walking into a crowded space and without effort feeling eyes turn toward you. Imagine women noticing you, not because of loud behavior, but because your silent aura speaks louder than words. This is the power of pheromones enhanced by semen retention. It is not a fantasy, but a reality reported by countless men who made the decision to conserve their seed and walk with mastery. Once they felt the shift, they never wanted to go back to the old life of depletion. The attraction and respect became too strong to ignore. This journey will not be easy because modern culture encourages instant gratification. But every day you hold your seed, you gain more strength. Every day you resist temptation, you sharpen your discipline. Every day you practice retention, your pheromones grow stronger and more magnetic. The rewards are worth it. Women cannot resist the signal you broadcast when you are full of life force. Men respect you more. Opportunities seem to flow. Your confidence grows naturally. You become the man you always wanted to be. This is the secret that has been hidden in plain sight. Pheromones are the invisible language of attraction, and semen retention is the amplifier of that language. Women respond to it without choice, because it is written in their biology to notice vitality and strength. When you embody that signal, you no longer need tricks or games. Simply attract. You live from abundance instead of desperation. That is the true masculine power. It is within reach for any man willing to practice discipline and respect his life force. So understand this clearly. Semen retention is not just about health or spirituality. It is also about unleashing the pheromone secret that women cannot resist. It is about upgrading your biology, psychology, and energy until you become magnetic from the inside out. It is about walking into the world with silent authority. Women will notice. They will respond. And you will realize that all along the power was already inside you, waiting to be cultivated through mastery. If this message has given you value and you want to take the journey deeper, then join the Telegram channel in the description, because that is where like-minded men are building each other up and sharing advanced knowledge. And if you want to support this work, please use the thanks button below to contribute. Every contribution, no matter how small, is important because it helps us continue creating content that empowers men to reclaim their strength and discover their true power.